fire.
You ready?
Yeah.
And so what happened was it was like slowly moving to where it would go into the back of the oven, which would then go into the inside of the wall.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I know I can't throw water on this because it's electric.
Right.
So I was like, what do I do? And I thought, oh, kill the power in the house. So I went down to the circuit breaker and turned off all the, and it put it out.
Yeah.
Next thing would have been to call 911 because you didn't want it to get into the wall.
All right, one more. Jeff at Oxford, what's up?
Hey, I'll tell you, I've been in the IT industry for a long time, and on 2 different occasions in meetings, not to me, but I have seen power supplies just start smoking. So it's a real thing. One of them was when we took a break and we all came back into the meeting, and that thing was smoking big time. So I'll tell you, I don't leave that stuff plugged in at home or anything anymore. So it's something to be aware of, man.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, you know how they say you're not supposed to put metal in microwaves?
Yeah.
They're right.
Well, you have an experience there, Jeff?
Confirm.
Have a good day.
Thank you, Jeff. 248-539-9797. I lied. I'll take one more call. This is Gene in Rochester Hills. What's going on?
Not too much. Good morning, Stoney. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Good. Just want to talk about I had a toaster oven in the kitchen that I had a situation with 3 o'clock in the morning. My dog was pawing at me as I was sleeping upstairs, and I wasn't ready to wake up and take him outside. I kind of rolled over to ignore him, and he kept on pawing at me, and finally I got up and I was like, all right, I'm going to let him outside. And came downstairs and I noticed an orange glow coming from the great room area. After I let the dog out, when I came around the corner, I noticed that the toaster oven was cherry red hot, on full tilt, and my wife puts pot holders on the top side of the toaster. And the bottom line is, if it wasn't for the dog being relentless to get me up, that probably could have started a house fire.
Yeah.
But the most important thing is, my dog, his name is Sparty, and he was relentless on trying to get me out of bed, just like the Michigan State Spartan. But thank God for the dog. We did not have a house fire, and I was able to get rid of the toaster oven, and I went out and bought a brand new one.
Well, that's these dogs are unbelievable.
Yeah.
Does Sparty have a little brother dog?
Oh boy. The dog said, hey, the dog said, you're in trouble with the toaster. All right. 97 on the clock.
The best Christmas music from Nat King Cole to Mariah Carey. Songs the whole family can sing along with. Search Classic Christmas on the Odyssey app to listen now. Brought to you by Macy's, Geico, and Coke Zero Sugar. WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. An Odyssey station. Sports headlines. All day, every day. From the Sold by Mike Z Sports Desk. This is 97.1. The Ticket.
Brought to you by Hamilton Chevrolet. The lack of a passing game leading to another Lions loss. The Browns survive a scoreless second half to beat Detroit 13-10. Tim Boyle getting the first start of his career in place of an injured Jared Goff, only 77 yards passing, and he had hoped for better.
Overall good experience, but at the end of the day, didn't play well enough to win, and that ultimately falls on me. So a lot of room to grow in that part.
DeAndre Swift, a huge game in the loss, 136 yards rushing with a 57-yard touchdown run, but Detroit is now 0-9-1 on the season. Monday Night Football, 41 total points scored in the fourth quarter of a crazy finish. The Chargers edged the Steelers 41-37 to beat Pittsburgh at home. In the NBA, a third quarter altercation between Isaiah Stewart and LeBron James making headlines at Little Caesars Arena. Both ejected after an elbow to the face of Stewart and multiple attempts to rush at James before being escorted escorted off the floor. The Pistons would give up a 17-point lead and fall to the Lakers 121-116. Cade Cunningham earning his first triple-double of his young career. And Michigan Hoops losing for the second time this season. This time it was to an unranked but undefeated Arizona team who beat them 80-62. The Wolverines 1 of 14 from 3 with 15 turnovers in the loss. At the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Chris Villar. For more, stay tuned to 97.1 The Ticket and Odyssey.com.
This is Spider-Man Allen, and I have a message for everyone in the NFL. Spider-Man said regardless, his helmet went out low.
Whoa!
The sound of the line began to roar. Are you ready? Are you ready for this? Are you sitting on
Winless
the edge of
Turkey
your seat?
Day.
Come and watch the Detroit line that no one seems to beat. Another one bites the dust.
Go Texans.
Oh, Texas.
Damn right.
It's got a buffer.
Another one's gone, and another one's gone, and another one bites the dust. Hey, I'm gonna get you too. Another one bites the dust.
All right, enough of that. Oh my
There's never
Lord.
enough.
I know. It's just,
I could listen to that all 4 hours today.
you know what? It's a fine idea. Good morning, everyone. Hopefully you had a really good weekend. What's happening?
It was a nice weekend. Other than the game yesterday, it wasn't as bad as the tie, because there actually was a winner and a non-winner. But
Yeah,
you at least saw a few plays where DeAndre Swift goes off, or you saw Nick Chubb, or you saw something on either side of the football field.
it's great passing, though. By
No, I didn't say there was any
I
great
know.
passes.
Did the game of football win, John?
Yeah, but football was not a winner yesterday.
No, it wasn't. Not that game.
Not in Cleveland.
Yes. When the combined quarterback rating of the two starting quarterbacks is 86.3, you have a problem.
Yes.
I mean, it wasn't just good defense. Yes, Baker Mayfield, 15 of 29.
Actually,
53.2.
We got to give credit
Quarterback
where
rating.
credit's due. All right, it was 87.3.
Oh, yeah, what did I say? 86.
86. Yes. I mean, let's not slight a
No,
bad
it's my
performance.
handwriting. I mistook the 53.2 as 52.2. Tim Boyle, 15 of 23 for 77 yards. 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 34.1 quarterback rating. And ladies and gentlemen, at least Tim Boyle's consistent. 39 passing yards in the first half, 38 in the second.
3.3 average.
Yeah.
I don't know I've ever seen a 3.3 average.
And one was 20-something, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's TJ Hawkinson, right? That
Yeah.
one? Yeah.
And there was another one,
1.1
Monroe
the
St.
rest of the
Brown.
time.
Wasn't there? Monroe St. Brown had, he had one. Wasn't he the only receiver that actually caught a ball?
Yeah, he was.
he had a 10-yarder.
One wide receiver catches a ball.
Well, LeVar Arrington made a couple points. A couple times he just did the play even though it wasn't there.
Yeah.
Like he just followed through with, he just ran the play no matter what.
LeVar, I didn't
wants
expect to hear
blob?
LeVar on the broadcast last night. That's the first
That was
Lions
his
game.
Well, that was his first game.
It was his first game,
Somebody
yeah.
said that's why people were taking it easy on him. Because I even tweeted, the only person who mispronounces more names than LeVar Arrington is me.
Yes, and every third down was the biggest third down of the
Yeah,
game.
but he did have a good term that I never heard of before.
What's that?
Yackleberry juice or something like that.
Yackleberry.
Yeah,
You probably made that one up at the moment.
Yeah, Yackleberry juice yards after catch.
Did you guys hear the pre-kick setup too by Gus?
No,
He made it sound like it was Super Bowl 56.
it's Gus. That's what he should do.
It was I honestly thought he was going to laugh.
I'll tell you what's even more disturbing that on that broadcast, and I believe even on the America's Game of the Week, which was the Chiefs and the Cowboys, because Fox is doing the Thanksgiving Day game this year.
Yeah.
They announced that there's still tickets available.
Yeah, what was that?
That's unbelievable.
And it ran on the ticker, and
Yes.
they did a promo, limited tickets available, and then they talked about going to the game themselves and LeVar taking Gus.
Yeah, well,
I've never seen in-game ticket promotion on a national broadcast.
Never. I mean, they talk about LeVar. Even the one where the Lions broadcast said, well, Cleveland is close enough. Maybe there's a few Lions fans, because I'm sure the game was only broadcast in Ohio and Detroit and Michigan. But then when almost they ran the ticker on the Joe Buck broadcast too at one point. Limited tickets available. Go to Detroit. Joe Buck saying go to DetroitLions.com. I believe. I'm almost
Okay, does that mean that even though they're saying limited, that there's a bigger problem that could be a national embarrassment?
Well, I looked because I haven't bought my tickets yet. I decided I was going to wait. And last week,
Better get 'em.
I'm going to check
Look,
after
there's
the
only
show
limited
today.
ones available.
Yeah, we'll see. There were plenty of tickets available. Put it that way. I looked at
Yeah,
the
I
Ticketmaster
think
map.
the whole limited was yeah, right.
It's all semantics.
I mean, come on. There are people who wanted to, maybe even see, Justin Fields play. He ain't playing.
No, well, technically he doesn't have
Broken ribs.
Broken ribs, yeah. Maybe a little sore,
Yeah.
a little tender.
I would be surprised if he plays. Why would you even risk
So when I went to
But it's a chance for Lions to get their first win.
That's right. Hey, there's
Their
nothing that
first
says
non-loss,
Thanksgiving.
or second non-loss.
There's nothing
Yes,
that says Thanksgiving
sorry.
like
Sorry,
Boyle and Dalton.
When I went to the Ravens game, there was even noticeable empty seats in the corners,
Yeah.
but you wouldn't have seen that much on TV. And then I think that last game, the Eagles game, wasn't it under 50,000?
Yes.
Yeah, they don't want an empty seat issue.
No, and I think the league is upset. The Lions and a couple other teams who haven't been selling out as much as they usually do.
Well, it doesn't have anything to do with lack of effort of selling tickets.
No.
It has a lack of
No, on the
good
field.
football to watch.
Why don't you get somebody that at least is worthy of being a second receiver?
Yeah, Josh Reynolds experiment, that's working out really well, huh?
It's targeted 3 times.
Well, not only that, on the interception, he didn't even fight to try to,
Yeah.
at least they, tried a long pass. That's a plus. Detroit Lion football. We tried to throw long today once. It's just so disgusting. I mean, even the penalties. Okay, Cleveland had more penalties, but the Lions' penalties gave Cleveland 4 first downs, and they were just awful.
3 of them were in one drive, weren't they?
Yes, awful timing too. In the Reynolds offensive pass interference on the play to St. Brown that got him into the 7-yard line. Aurier had two on one drive. 4th and 2 that they stopped. Nope, illegal use of hands penalty. And then the 3rd and 5 interference. And then I had no idea what was going on between the 3rd and 4th quarter. They come back and it's like 1st and 25. I said, what the hell's going on? Jonah Jackson gets a penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct for, as Campbell said, said something about somebody's mother. It looked like it was Damian Clowney's mother or something.
I saw that. And it literally made me laugh out loud.
I know.
I don't know what you can say about somebody's mother that's going to get you 15 yards, and somebody would be like, "Oh, okay, yeah, that might be serious."
Yeah, well, we'll get into the Lions a little bit, but as we always do on Monday. But we also need to talk about what happened at the Caesars Arena last night, where the Pistons, the lead is buried that they blew a 17-point, lead late in the 3rd and a 15-point lead after 3, losing to the Lakers, 121-116. Most importantly, a fight breaking out. I wouldn't even call it a fight. An incident broke out. LeBron James, they're boxing out for a free throw. Isaiah Stewart gave a little bit of an elbow, which, kind of happens all the time. And LeBron was a little retaliating, a little cheap shot. It wasn't like malicious where he was trying to injure him or something like that. It was a cheap shot.
Yeah.
And he got a flagrant foul for it and got thrown out of the game. But after that, Isaiah Stewart realized that he was bleeding like a pig and just went crazy.
What?
He wanted to go after LeBron, and he was like a bull going after like a red, a red thing that they do at the
red cape.
bullfighting.
Yes.
Yeah. And then they hold him back, fine, everything's okay. Then he goes again. Then when they finally get him under control, he tries to go after him again. And then when he goes into the locker room, you see him like tear. They had to send like Corey Joseph around the other side to make sure he's not going to go through and try to get LeBron, underneath the bowels of the arena.
Back by the locker rooms.
It was nuts.
Reach out back.
It really was crazy. Look, who knows what's going to happen? I have a feeling LeBron will not get suspended. I don't know what the flagrant 2 automatically gets a suspension or not. He got tossed from the game. I don't know what else people want. It would be very funny if he got thrown out of the game because their next game is at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
And I know people who bought tickets for the kids that are going to that game.
So you don't want to do for personal
That
reasons?
would be pretty funny.
Yeah.
Do you think Isaiah Stewart would play the next game?
No.
If the shoes were reversed?
I don't know.
I think that's the big story out of it.
Well, the story is how many games is he going to get? I mean, the one thing that he's guilty of, and I don't know what Adam Silver is going to say deserves a suspension, how many games, he failed to leave the court in a timely manner. That you can't argue. I mean, did he try to incite anything? That's up to interpretation.
What I'm saying about this, though, is that my problem with this is that if you reversed everything and LeBron was bleeding like that, Isaiah Stewart would be made out to be a thug.
You're 100%
Probably.
correct. Yeah, because he hit a star. Now, the question I think is going to be, did Isaiah Stewart ever actually throw a punch in the melee? And so he didn't. So I don't necessarily know. I mean, maybe he gets a 1-game suspension. But other than that, I'd be surprised if it was any more because, yeah, he didn't leave the court. There's a lot of different things that you could say was a suspendable offense for 1 game.
Right.
But, I mean, he was bleeding pretty good. And I will say
they
this.
play each other next weekend in L.A.
Thanksgiving weekend. But
Maybe they want to avoid a rematch.
yeah, I will say that, they're not going to suspend him that long.
3 games? I don't
There
know.
are times, I mean, exercise-induced anger is a real thing. And he's probably a little bit PO'd to begin with. And then you take an elbow from LeBron and whatever was said in those moments. And it was the fact that everybody rushed, all the Lakers are going to rush to LeBron's defense. All the Pistons are going to rush to Stu's defense. But there are just times where something just, you can't let it go. And he obviously, that's one of those times for him. I got no problem with it. I thought it was actually kind of fun.
It was fun to a certain. I mean, the third time was ridiculous. It's like, as you mentioned off the air, it's like we've seen Earl Weaver and other managers where, they run to the dugout, they walk to the dugout, then they come back to argue with the umpire, and they do it again. I mean, it's humorous, but it really was uncalled for. And kind of it rallied the Lakers, and it could, be their rallying, point of the season for them. And the Pistons, they just basically went down the old tubes. All right. I also want to mention Michigan did not look good in basketball last night, losing to Arizona 80-62. College football, we'll talk about that as well. Some sort of big game coming up on Saturday. Heather has news coming up next.
Good morning, boys.
Good morning.
Good morning, Heather.
Yeah, I've got a lot of big stories to cover. Plus, I have some fun things to cover as well, including something that happened in California that I think could have been a scene out of a movie.
All right, 97.1 The Ticket.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, this report brought to you by eBay. It's still a pretty clear drive on the roads this morning. No accidents or slowdowns. Road work continues in a few areas. That includes Sterling Heights, Metro Parkway, both directions at Mound. Left lane closures going on through next month. Also on Mound, north and southbound between 14 Mile and M59. Prepare for single and double lane closures. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
Final NFL Week 11 game is tonight. Thanksgiving inches closer, and FanDuel Sportsbook wants you to get the most out of every play. That's why they're giving everyone a $10 risk-free bet every week. All you got to do is bet a same-game parlay bet with 3 legs or more, and if your bet doesn't win, FanDuel will pay you back up to $10. So, want to bet an over-under on rushing totals, or money lines, whatever. You built the parlay. It's up to you. And when you win, fast payouts, easy to use, safe and secure. It's America's #1 sportsbook app. Lock in your bet today. FanDuel Sportsbook. You get $10 back if your bet doesn't win. If you're new to FanDuel Sportsbook, sign up today with promo code Doug. You'll also receive a risk-free bet up to $1,000. That's promo code Doug so they know that we sent you. Must be 21 or older and present in Michigan. Refund issued is now withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Maximum refund $10. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Same game parlay available for multiple sports in all states on mobile and web. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help. FanDuel Sportsbook, the official partner of 97.1 The Ticket.
Shop on eBay to get more.
For your dough on stand mixers. Or get more. For your buck on tech and gaming gear. Get more and save more on premium brands with eBay's exclusive deals.
This is how we reinvent banking.
Say the money's gone tight and you check your account, then you crack your phone and the screen goes out. No shame in your game, we got the assist. Huntington Bank, lending money with a twist. Come to us for extra cash when you're strapped, cause it's free when you auto pay it back. Introducing Standby Cash. Extra cash when you need it, free when you auto pay it back. Huntington, welcome. Without automatic payments, 12% APR. Eligibility requirements apply. Amount available is based on customer eligibility. Learn more at huntington.com/standbycash.
Let's be real. Mopping is a hassle. You have to fill the bucket, pushing a wet, heavy mop around, then cleaning the mop when you're done so it doesn't grow bacteria. A hassle on top of a hassle. Try Swiffer WetJet. With Swiffer WetJet, you start with a fresh pad and cleaning solution every time. And when you're done, you just toss the pad. Swiffer WetJet, the faster, easier, cleaner way to clean your floors.
Only Wendy's serves a better breakfast with a better biscuit. Our hot buttery breakfast biscuits are loaded with a fresh cracked egg, cheese, and your choice of bacon or sausage. And right now at Wendy's, they're only $1 each. Wendy's breakfast biscuits, just $1. So don't take a chance with those other guys. Bet your buck on a better breakfast with Wendy's bacon or sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Limited time only during breakfast hours. U.S. price of participation may vary. Limit 5 qualifying items per transaction. Not valid in a combo. Excludes honey butter chicken biscuit.
Winter is just around the corner, so get that fire in your fireplace going. Sit back and relax in your recliner. Smell that delicious pot of chili on the stove, and turn on the game of the week. From the first snap of the game, you're hooked. Every pass, every play, every fumble, and every interception keeps you wanting more. We cheer as loud as we can every time our team scores a touchdown. These are the moments we live for. There's nothing better than football. So celebrate a little louder this season. Put those feet up and enjoy the game. You've earned it.
We're putting in work, making the moves, ready to play. Your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers are changing the game with the Chevy Trax. Trax is the perfect SUV for the city lifestyle. Not only is it fun to drive, it fits into those tight spaces bigger SUVs don't dare approach. Combine that with technology like available 4G LTE Wi-Fi, and Chevy Trax is the compact SUV that will go wherever your big city adventures take you. Put it in D and see why Chevy drives the Motor City. Visit ChevyDetroit.com.
Hey guys, it's TJ. I had an awesome time this weekend down at Barstool Sportsbook at the Greektown Casino, watching football, ate some awesome food. Check out Prison, the awesome new steakhouse down there, or at the Barstool Sportsbook. Guys, I had a French dip sandwich. It was bigger than my head. It was absolutely incredible. Get down there for some excitement, watch the football games. Barstool Sportsbook at Greektown Casino has a 30-foot multi-screen video wall, over 40 HD TVs to watch the games on. Plus, you can place all your sports bets 24/7 on the casino floor or watch and wager at the brand new sportsbook. They have over 40 sports betting kiosks along with 5 wagering terminals. Plus, My Choice members can win tickets for life to the big game. My Choice members can also earn 250 tier points on slots or tables every Monday through Thursday to receive 1 entry. Just swipe your My Choice card at any My Choice kiosk between 4 a.m. Tuesday and 11:59 p.m. Thursday. If you're not a My Choice member, don't worry. Get signed up for free today at the My Choice Center at the Barstool Sportsbook at Greektown Casino. Must be 21. Terms subject to change. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Let your voice be heard. Call the D Las Vegas 97.1 The Ticket Studio line at 248-539-9797. The D Las Vegas, your home for Detroit sports in Vegas. The Detroit Red Wings host the St. Louis Blues. Pregame Wednesday at 7:15 on 97.1 The Ticket.
Lions lose again. Browns team 13-10. Combined passing. 77 yards, 39 and 1/2, 38 ball. That's brilliant. Pistons lose, and the Lakers. Big story was the fight. One got tossed. Isaiah Stewart got tossed. 121-116. Pistons blow a huge Justin Herbert, 382 yards passing, 90 yards rushing. First time in NFL history anybody's ever passed for 380, rushed for at least 90.
Yeah, he was impressive.
Hey.
Except for the interception that led to the tying score.
There's no Okuda. All right, it's time for news. Here's Heather.
All right, you guys. What was supposed to be this really joyous occasion to celebrate and actually kick off the holiday season just turned into tragedy in Wisconsin when an SUV sped through barricades and into a Christmas parade over the weekend. This happened on Sunday, killing at least 5 people and injuring more than 40 others. Such a devastating situation. Police say that the investigation is still ongoing. They do say they have a suspect vehicle and they have a person of interest in custody, but they haven't really released any other details as far as motive goes. But as you can imagine, think of what it's like to go to a holiday parade, right? There's children from schools, young dance studios. I mean, there's so many people involved in the actual parade. And then there's so many families watching from the sidewalk, right? And then this event was also live streamed by the city. So people were watching this at home if they couldn't make it to the parade. So a lot of people watched in horror. There is video as well from people's cell phone recording the parade. And you can see the moment when this SUV just flies through the barricades and you can hear what sounds like several gunshots. And police have confirmed that they are the ones that fired the shots in an attempt to actually stop the driver. They say nobody was injured by the gunshots, but the aftermath of what took place. I was I was reading somebody's statements, a father. Oh, it is just heart-wrenching.
It's awful. I heard driving in this morning that they're pretty much ruled out like any sort of terrorism or anything like that. The only thing I heard them say is they think the vehicle was fleeing like a knife.
Another scene.
The scene of a knife.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
I saw that as well. But yeah, it's that season too where you've got, Thanksgiving Day parades, you've got, early Christmas parades, you've got all of these different things, and you're thinking about taking your family.
Of course.
And it just gives you pause because you see this happen, and even though it's an accident, like, not an accident, but it's not, they're ruling out it's not terrorism.
Right.
But you just understand in crowds like that how risky some of those things are. Now, I'm still going to take my family, but you got to keep your head on a swivel.
It happens in an instant. But even if your head is on a swivel, though,
you might not be able to do anything about it.
Exactly. And the people who are marching in the parade had no idea that this was about to happen. It's just, gosh, it's so sad. There was also some chaos and panic that broke out at the Atlanta airport over the weekend when a passenger's gun accidentally discharged. So the passenger was at the main security checkpoint. This was on Saturday when an agent discovered a prohibited item that went through the x-ray machine in the passenger's bag. So of course the agent said, all right, is this your bag, sir? We're going to search the bag. They always tell you, please don't touch the bag as we're looking through it. But this passenger lunged toward his bag as they were opening it up, and he grabbed a firearm and it discharged. So of course people were terrified, right? A gun goes off in an airport, you're going to freak out. The passenger then ran out of the airport with the firearm. So he fled the scene. He was identified as a convicted felon. There is a warrant out for his arrest currently. Thankfully, nobody was seriously injured. Nobody was hit by the gunfire, but 3 people did request medical attention. One person fell, other people just had shortness of breath. But man, imagine how crazy that was. Flights were delayed. Very, very chaotic for sure. A Florida woman is facing numerous charges after attempting to smuggle dozens of illegal weapons across the Blue Water Bridge into Canada. So border agents announced that on November 1st, this woman was actually caught with more than 50 illegal firearms in her car. Yeah, while attempting to cross the bridge. So overall, listen to what she had. She had 56 illegal guns, 13 overcapacity magazines, 43 10-round pistol magazines, and 100 rounds of ammunition. And they were all in boxes in her trunk. Like, she had... Get caught.
She had all those guns and only, you said, 50 rounds of ammunition?
No, she had 13 overcapacity magazines. crazy. She had 100 rounds of ammunition in this.
Yeah, that's a lot of guns and that many bullets.
So she was arrested in Canada. Yeah, and she is facing a slew of charges, over about 9 different charges. She'll be in court on November 24th. So. Oh, police are investigating the death of an MSU student who was found unresponsive and not breathing early Saturday morning. The student was actually found by East Lansing police when they responded to a call for assistance with a medical emergency around 2 a.m. And according to police, 4 individuals were actually found passed out, and 1 person could not be revived and was pronounced dead at the scene. They haven't released a ton of information. The other 3 people were transported to Sparrow Hospital, but police are investigating. They say they're going to be awaiting the results of an autopsy, which could take about 6 to 8 weeks before they reveal any other details. So something happened in California that to me reminds me of like a scene out of a movie. Although I haven't really seen this in a movie, I can picture it being in a movie. There was an armored truck that spilled just loads of cash onto a freeway. And I can picture this happening in a movie where like the back doors fly open, right, and just bills start billowing out of the truck. And that's exactly what happened. So as you can imagine, there was this big cash grab frenzy. Vehicles stopped, pulled off to the side of the road. People were trying to grab as much cash as they could. This did result in 2 arrests. So, like I said, the doors flew open. The truck driver, actually jumped out and tried to grab some of the cash himself. And then he realized, well, this is ridiculous. I'm not going to be able to regain all the money I just lost. So he pulled out his cell phone and started to record everyone who was grabbing the cash. So at least he could help the police identify who these people were. But there was a couple, I believe they were a husband and wife. They were arrested because they pulled off to the side, started grabbing as much cash as they could, but somehow they got locked out of their car. So they had all this cash into their like escape vehicle and get back in. So they were busted. Police are also demanding anyone who took the money to return it immediately.
So if you grab the money, they're going to arrest you?
Well, I mean, it's not their money.
No, I don't know. I understand that, but it's, I don't, that one seems a little bit much.
I don't know.
Money flying around the freeway.
They were stealing it, even though it was.
Yeah, but maybe you're grabbing it to give it back to them. I think there are some good citizens that would hand it back, but you get arrested.
I don't think this
What's the
couple was doing
charge?
that.
Criminal mischief?
Mischief, of course. Of course, criminal mischief.
What else
yes.
is there?
Without a doubt. All right, one more. Did you guys know that this Friday is a really big day for plumbers? So for them, it's not Black Friday. It's
it's the day after
Brown Friday.
It's a lot of clogged toilets.
Yes, the day after Thanksgiving is the busiest day of the year for plumbers. And think about what you just said, John. It's because there's an increase in sewage. But they also say there's a lot of strain on pipes in other rooms besides just the bathroom. They say kitchen pipes as well get clogged because people are pouring grease, the turkey drippings, oil down the sink. They're also using the disposal. A lot of it's overloaded. Plus, of course, there's increased stress on pipes due to large gatherings. There's extra flushes going on. There's extra showers, dishwashing, laundry. So I had no idea it was considered Brown Friday.
That's comforting.
Yes.
All right, thank you very much, Heather. Hey, coming up next, they can't call up Roll the Dice Dan anymore. If anybody ever did, anyway. 97 won the ticket.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here with the Bet River Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by Bet River Sportsbook, Detroit's hometown sportsbook. Week 11 pro football wraps up tonight. Monday Night Football. Tampa, an 11-point favorite against the New York Team Blue. Total here is 49.5. Now, if you want to bet New York, here's what you have to ask yourself. Do you think Tampa and Kansas City are about equal? I don't. I think Tampa's better. When Kansas City hosted New York on Monday night a couple weeks ago, Kansas City about 10 or 10.5 point favorite. So I like Tampa a lot here. I think Tampa's a good amount better than Kansas City. I think Tampa's a great amount better than New York. So Tampa around this price looks like a great play to me Monday
need a holiday tech gift for my husband that will make his jaw drop at a price that won't drop mine.
It's possible because Staples Connect is celebrating Black Friday all week with big savings on the hottest holiday tech. Right now, save up to $250 on the latest PCs. Plus, Apple AirPods Pro are just $179. Explore all the great Black Friday tech deals at staplesconnect.com/Black Friday. Staples Connect, the working and learning store. Ends 11/27, limit 2, in-store only. PC offer on select models.
Fadeaway shot. Ties the game. Flips it to Jeremy Grant. Shoots over and sounds of the game. Brought to you by Klipsch Premium Audio. Klipsch Premium Audio. The combination of thoughtful design, constant innovation, and premium materials creates the ultimate listening experience. Your music has never sounded so good. Klipsch, keepers of the sound.
This is for the men who never settle. The ones who miss the fairway all day and still pull out the big stick. The type of guys who will always prefer to be behind the grill than in front of the camera. And the men who never let their friends forget about a high school nickname. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
Who wants to settle for a single TV? With more TVs, bigger screens, plus our fabulous scenic views, there's more to watch at Twin Peaks. This hour of Instant Feedback brought to you by Mike Papero of National Benefit Plans. For affordable health insurance, call 877-734-2200.
The Heat and Warmth Fund, or THAW, is on a mission to keep families in Detroit and all across Michigan warm and safe. With the help of nearly 40 agency partners and a series of events, THAW distributes energy and utility assistance to an ever-growing number of Michigan households each year. Since it was formed in 1985, THAW has distributed nearly $200 million in energy bill assistance to more than 260,000 homes across the state. Recipients of THAW assistance include Michigan's elderly, disabled, unemployed, or underemployed who are facing financial crisis. More than 70% of recipients have a senior or child in the home and are thus particularly vulnerable to the elements. Those working at THAW want a Michigan in which every family has access to affordable utilities, energy-efficient homes, and viable job opportunities. The organization says heat, electricity, and water are essential and basic human needs, and it is working every day to improve the quality of life in Michigan and prevent human suffering. For more information or to donate, go to thawfunds.org.
97 won the ticket and the Bet 1270. Your home for the NFL on Westwood One. The Dallas Cowboys host the Las Vegas Raiders. Coverage starts Thanksgiving Day at 4 on the Bet 1270 Detroit.
First and goal for the Browns from the 5. Mayfield up under center, Chubb it on back. Mayfield turns, fakes the give, wants to throw Chubb wide open, touchdown. That entire drive, you just need to put a bow on it and say, this is for you, Cleveland, from the Detroit Lions.
Yes, indeed, all those penalties. On that drive, the Lions lose 13-10. They're taking on the Bears on Thursday, looking for win number 1. Might even be harder now.
Not the rookie quarterback.
Yeah, Andy Dalton might be. Had to face rookie quarterback. They've had to face backup quarterbacks before Thanksgiving. Haven't fared very well. So
maybe it's time for Blau.
All right. Stop sign. Turn left onto. Look. Well, obviously looked really, really rusty. It was his first ever start. He hadn't played since preseason. Where he
coming off of thumb surgery.
He's coming off thumb surgery. Weather wasn't good. Whatever. I assume he'll be a little better on Thursday. The elements will not be a factor.
No.
Another week of more reps. So you assume he'll be a little better.
Yeah, a little film study, some corrections, some coachable moments.
Yeah, I hope so. Because if not, you got to turn to Blau because Goff will come back when he's healthy. But I didn't think it was possible to have anybody that was worse than Jared Goff. That was pretty close.
It was, yeah. I wouldn't say he necessarily made Goff look good. I'm not sure that's possible, but it wasn't any different. And honestly, we didn't necessarily think it was going to be different. We didn't. Our expectations were just, hey, Jared Goff wasn't getting it done.
Right.
So let's see if Tim Boyle can get it done.
Yeah.
And if he can't get it done, I mean, we've seen David Blau have some excitement on Thanksgiving Day against the Bears.
Yeah. You're
was a couple
absolutely
years
right.
ago.
One of the goals for this season for me was two of the goals, just to see the young players get better, and for the coaching staff, and particularly Dan Campbell, to get better. And some of the young players have gotten better, especially these undrafted free agents. I give them credit, and give Aaron Glenn a lot of credit. Guys like Jacobs and Parker, they've really, they played pretty well, all things considered,
Yeah.
For the most part, the defense, in weird ways, held up their part of the bargain, if you want to even get crazy here and be somewhat positive. But Dan Campbell's really been disappointing to me. And more than anything, it's the inconsistency. I mean, part of it, early on, he would go for everything. But yesterday was just, there was a couple that, to me, I couldn't, well, one I understood and I didn't hate that much, and it's probably the one that people hated the most, was the 4th and 1. It was 4th and 1 at the Cleveland 25. The Lions are down, 13-7. So you're thinking, all right, here we go. Get a touchdown, we take the lead. But you're 4th and 1.
Well, let's not get carried away. We can tie it up, and then hopefully we can hit the extra point.
Yeah, okay. I'll give you that, because it was right after an interception. So they get the ball at the 15-yard line, which of course they get the ball at the 34 of Cleveland, and he goes to St. Brown for 6, run for 2, run for 1. So it's 4th and 1. There's 9 minutes and 10 seconds left. I actually, and you can criticize me when I said, you know what, kick the field goal here. Your defense was actually playing pretty well at the time. You have enough time. You have all your timeouts. There's 9 minutes left. That didn't bother me as much. I could argue. You could argue either side on that one.
Stoney, this is my biggest red flag of the year.
That play? Because I want to go to later in the game. To me, was worse.
No, you got to go. Well, the reason that compounded it.
Right.
The not doing it the first time. You don't kick a field goal on 4th and 1 there. Tell me how many times they had been that close to the end zone all game.
Yeah, I know. They haven't.
Right.
In fact, I don't believe
get that chance again.
I don't believe they ran a play in the red zone.
No, because of the penalty on the St. Brown play. That is correct.
And so that's your chance, and you're playing for the tie by kicking a field goal there. And then you throw in the weather conditions with a field goal kicker you just signed. It was just dumb.
Yeah, like I said, I can see either way. To me, because it's later in the game, there's 2:36 left. Yeah, the field position wasn't as advantageous as the previous, but it's 4th and 9 at your own 41. You have to go for it. You have to. And then there's before that, then there's the 3rd and 14 and a draw play.
Well, let's just think about that for a second. 3rd and 14. Who was your most successful player of the game to that point? Swift. And with the weather conditions the way they were, I agree. I would have tried to throw something that was a 15-yard route or something close to 14 yards so you could pick up the first down.
Maybe send Swift out. Maybe he can catch the ball. I don't know. What's even worse than that almost was, they got the ball, at their own 16. Boom. Throw it past the T.J. Hawkinson, 24 yards. It's 1st and 10 to 40. All right, here we go. And the person that you're talking about, DeAndre Swift, he's not even in the game for those first 2 plays. Williams for no gain, and then that ridiculous screen into traffic to Igwebuike where they lost 4 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, those 2 calls were ridiculous, in my opinion.
Well,
the punt there, because there's 3 minutes left to me, or there are 2:36 left. To me, is ridiculous. More ridiculous to me than the other one. But like I said, I'm not gonna go on a hill saying he should kick the field goal. That's okay. I mean, I understand that. But just be consistent. You're a winless team. Roll the dice.
I had when they lined up at 3rd and 2 on the where they ended up getting the field goal.
Right.
I thought, okay, you got 4 downs to pick up the first. Third, well, it's not even that. 3rd and 2, All right, you pick up one. All right, 4th and 1. All right, we got half of it. Let's go get the rest of it. I really felt like that was one I was expecting him to go for it because of his previous calls, his characteristics, his personality, all of this, and the fact that the offense was so inept. If you get a field goal, you kick it off, they get it to 25. At best, even if you go 3 and out, they're going to punt it. You're going to get it on about your own 40-yard line.
Right.
What makes you believe if you haven't moved the ball at any point during the game with any effectiveness and you were there because of a turnover, then why would you think if we get the ball at the 40-yard line, we can get down in field goal range? Or we could go score a touchdown to win the game. And that's where I struggle with that decision because even if your defense does get a stop, and the defense had played pretty well, I just don't know that you have any confidence in your offense that you can pick up 2 or 3 first downs to get in field goal range.
That's why not going for it the first time. To me, it's just laughable. It's almost. I had a friend actually text me who thinks they're actually doing these things on purpose to lose.